Assignment 4, right? The description is there on the website. You're going to be making these images, sending out for machine prints, collaging them together on a piece of poster board or cardboard or some relatively large board, and then photographing that nicely, and that will be what you submit along with the sort of underlying image files that you use to um, make those prints that were the sort of material for it. Longer lens is going to be helpful. Your prints can be, I don't know why I have this behind me so you can't freaking see it. So either like machine prints from Dwayne Reed or whatever, or you can do inkjet if you want. There's a handout on ganging together multiple pictures onto one page in Lightroom. So if you're printing them on an inkjet printer at home, you can print those out and cut them up, and that will be fine. You have to have at least 20 prints. You'll probably need more, right? They're relatively inexpensive, but they do take a while to get printed, and it takes a while to put them together, right? So you can't leave this until the last minute or you won't be able to do it. Yeah, physically attach your picture to a board, use a glue stick or rubber cement or some other aesthetic choice, right? Stitching, stapling, whatever it is. Keep your exposure and white balance consistent to preserve continuity. You'll need to have a longer lens, right? If you have a macro lens, that can be great too, because you can get really close. But you want to be on the longer range end of things. If you don't have a very long lens, get as long as you can and choose a subject that will work for that, right? So if I want to take a picture of a whole room and all I have is like a 35mm lens, that's going to be really hard, right? Maybe with that I can do a tabletop set and get closer. Maybe I can do like a very portrait, on a chair or in a space. But I'm not going to be able to do a big, architectural scene unless I have a really long lens. Yeah. So you'll do a write-up talking about why you did it, what you were doing. Did I just get this? Yeah, so 20 prints. You'll need to have at least 40 images, right? So the actual digital images. It may be, again, that you have 60 images, but you only print 30 of them. That's fine. But you need to have at least 20 prints, and you need to have at least 40 images shot. You'll save them as JPEGs, 2000 pixels on the long side, 4x6, right? Because that's the size that you're going to use to have them printed. So we'll just save them all that way to save trouble. So that's the assignment. Again, we'll talk about it a little bit in class. Email me if you have any questions. Take a look at the assignment description. Did I just see the word polyvalent? Ooh, look at that, polyvalent. What does that mean? I can't remember. I think poly is many meanings, maybe? I don't know. You look it up. That'll be your homework. Okay, so that is assignment 4. We also have a exercise 5, and this is just sort of like making sure that you have tried this out a little bit. Exercise 5, we're going to be, again, if you can get equipment from the school, get a long lens, otherwise use the longest lens you can, grab a person, and you're going to shoot at least 20 images of their face, and we're going to make a quick sort of David Hockney assembly digitally. So there is a handout on how to assemble the Hockney digitally. I think it's like assignment handout 8, digital Hockney or something. But for next week, just shoot all of those and get those JPEGs, and we'll actually put them together in class next week, where you will have me there to answer questions and stuff like that. So that is exercise 5. The shooting for this is due by next week. The actual assembled image is not due for next week, but take those shots and start shooting, start thinking about what you're going to do for the actual Hockney. and we'll meet next week and talk a little bit about what your choices are and how we can best do it. Okay?